Well, I've gone through and I've got 11 rows that I've run the plow through at least 4 or 5 times each row. Did find me some worms, which is good because the county that this garden is in probably doesn't have a worm in it. All these worms came from my home and the compost that I brought down here. And when you plow all these rows, you get stuff that comes out on the end that mix up on the plow blades, and as you turn it around it'll fall off the plow. Since I need new lawnmower blades, the ones I have are real dull, and I've got a new set, I ran across the yard and picked up all that on both sides, and I filled up the bins on the back of my little lawn tractor, and I put it on that compost pile. And hopefully the dogs next door won't start barking. But you can see that this is a lot of grass, a lot of leaves, and some of the soil. Well, the soil will help this stuff to break down because it's got all the microbes in it that people try to sell you in a bag. But all you need is to throw a little soil on your compost pile, and that will be all it needs to break down and turn into soil. Now I've covered this whole section here. It's about 5 foot long, 4 feet wide. As you can see, I've got a bunch of green foliage drying out to die before I cover it up with mostly grass during the summer. We're cutting grass on 5 lots, so I can fill up at least half of this every time I cut grass, and if you have a good season with a little bit of water, that's about every 10 days, 2 weeks. This compost pile here will be used on the garden this year. Where I'm standing was a compost pile that was here for several years, and we spread it on the garden last year. Once I remove that compost pile, I will put rows in here. I'll have to add quite a lot of nutrients and compost from home on the left hand side of the soil under that compost pile, because as it decomposes it leaches into the ground and some of the nutrients run out to the side. Now over here where it's adjoining the other one, that soil will be the best soil in the garden to plant. I hope to put corn in here, and if we don't get a hurricane like we do last year, I'll have a couple hundred ears in the freezer for the winter. The onions are looking healthy. This is sort of heavy soil. I'm hoping that they'll make. We haven't grown these large onions before, but they say they've got to get 13 leaves on them, and some of them have 6 already. So considering the season's sort of early, we've got hopes to pull out some real big onions, like Bobby at him down that has a big greenhouses. He pulled some awful big ones out of the ground last year. I think his site is mhpgardener. I'll put it in the discussion box under this video. He's doing a fantastic job with greenhouses and growing stuff all year. You would not believe it. You have to see it to believe it. Well, thanks for watching.